A massive report has just come out revealing that Jim Montgomery has been fired by the Boston Bruins in favor of Joe Sacco. However, we have no confirmation about this right now. Without reports from Elliotte Friedman, Chris Johnson, any of the major factors in the game, we have still yet to believe that Don Sweeney has officially made the move. We're going to be talking about what we know so far, what has come out, and realistically why this has happened. Now, we know the early struggles, but there has to be a bigger reason than that, and I'm going to be talking about it. And as I said, this is not yet confirmed. This is still a report. However, credible news stations have come out with it, but we haven't seen none of the big guys say it. So stay up to date with all the Bruins news. I'll be bringing you this official report when it does drop, if it does drop today, but you're going to have to make sure to hit the sub button. We're currently at just over 5,000. 70% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. And as I mentioned, if you want all your Boston Bruins news, and as well as getting this news when it comes out, the official report, be sure to hit the sub button and stick around. But let's get into it. The big report here, a major Bruins report, revealing that Jim Montgomery has been let go by the Boston Bruins in favor of Joe Sacco. Now, as I mentioned, we're going to have to keep this in mind throughout the video that this is not yet official. We haven't seen this officially announced from the team, from Elliotte Friedman, Chris Johnson, Connor Ryan, Ty Anderson, any of the Bruins reporters, or any of the full NHL reporters. So we have to keep that in mind. But going off into the first screenshot that we have here, this comes up from WEEI Boston News Station. From Keefe, Rich Keefe, that is, the Bruins have fired Jim Montgomery, Joe Sacco taking over. And that was the report that is leading many people to ask questions. Is this real? Is this legit? Normally we see WEEI bring out some normal post-game stuff, just some regular news. They don't break anything usually for the Bruins. But having this come out from them first has brought a lot of people to the attention of it and wondering if this is legit because we haven't seen it from any of the guys I've mentioned, including, I think the big one that everybody's waiting for is Elliotte Friedman. But going and looking at this, they have an article posted with this as well, and they continue in this article saying, Montgomery had seemingly tried just about everything to think of to spark this team, but none of it worked. After trying to keep it fairly consistent line combinations early in the season, he had resorted to frequently juggling the lines in recent weeks and only occasionally and temporarily finding anything that clicked. Now, we know this has been the thing that Jim Montgomery's been trying to do. He's been trying to switch up every line, but he's been doing what he can. There's not much else he can do, as the roster moves were not his decision. And having this come out, this in the article that just came out, I should say, along with another bit here, Sacco, a Medford native who has been on the Boston staff since 2014 and has been in charge of the Bruins' usually stellar penalty kill for years, will have to find a way to get the team to play faster, create more scoring chances, stay out of the box, and be a lot better on special teams. And if that doesn't happen, then the attention will shift to Don Sweeney and the roster he assembled, which should already be under the microscope given how poorly the team has played so far. And realistically, we've kind of discussed this here on the channel. I've had a poll in the community tab. A lot of you guys think that Don Sweeney has been the big issue for this team over this time and has really been the big player that has been the real cause of this. I think a lot of this is coming from Don Sweeney, Cam Neely, sparking at the negotiations between him and Jeremy Swayman. The team was not ready. The team that he built seemed good on paper, but ultimately wasn't fully complete. It wasn't exactly what the Bruins needed to be able to fill out a full, deep playoff roster, and it's easier to fire the coach than it is to fire a team and fire the GM at this point. And at this point, I'm really thinking this is just a temporary move that the Bruins are going to make until the offseason, where Don Sweeney could get fired if things do not turn around. But, as this report comes out, remember, still all just kind of taking a grain of salt. And as you've seen in that article, the two things they posted were just reasons why and who is replacing him. And no real evidence behind it, no sources in it. The source was Rich Keefe, who we don't really know where he got it, but another tweet just came out, of course, from Jimmy Murphy and many other people from the Boston Bruins, fan base reporting side of things. As of now, per team sources, this is not the case. And that's from the article I just read to you and the article header. It says, this could change right after I post this, but as of 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, and 4 p.m. Newfoundland time for me, nothing has happened yet. There is not real. This is all fake. This is all reports. This is all rumors. So, looking at this now, where did this come from? How did he get this information? How did this had this news station come out, bring out an article with a whole firing of Jim Montgomery before anybody else even realized, which is, I think, what a lot of people are kind of keeping cautious about staying with and wondering where else is it going to come from. So, a lot of people are thinking this could happen by the end of the night. There's supposed to be a Bruins meeting at some point here today, I believe. And I think a lot of stuff is going to come out today about this or whatnot, but the report also states that this move has a chance of happening, or guaranteed to happen, before Thursday's game. And now that's where this all gets kind of a bit weird. Where this is Tuesday. Thursday's game, 2 days away. Why is this article coming out now if things are not done, if things are not sealed, if the deal is not done? That's something that we're all waiting for. And once again, we have to take this with a grain of salt for the time being. And by the time this video's end, it's kind of Jimmy Murphy said, this deal could be done. I'll be having a video or a live stream going live then, discussing where we are at with this. But the Bruins making this move is something that was kind of bound to happen. As I mentioned, easier to fire the coach at this point than the GM, easier to make all this stuff happen in season than kind of doing an overhaul of your coaching staff mid-season. So even though Jim Montgomery has been, okay this season, he's been doing what he can, and I don't think the blame is fully on him. There is a lot of issues the Bruins have had with him at the helm, and I think that's the big issue. And looking at his record over the Boston Bruins tenure with Boston, he's 184, 120, and 41. 450 win-loss percent, and pretty good regular season. Struggles in the playoffs, and now going into his first struggling regular season, he's in the spotlight for potentially getting fired for this team. And of course, I'm still saying potentially because nothing has officially came out yet, and we're still all kind of speculating this move. But over the Boston tenure, I don't think it was as bad as people are thinking, especially this season. It definitely is a lot of issues from Jim Montgomery's perspective, and as I mentioned, the team really just kind of seemed to lose the voice, and that's where we were at with Bruce Cassidy when he got fired, is that he was still, coaching well. The result wasn't what the Boston Bruins wanted at that immediate time. However, he was still a good coach. The voice in the locker room just kind of went bland, and that's what the Bruins seem to be having here with Jim Montgomery, as well as just the struggles on the penalty kill, the power play, whatever, taking penalties. The whole roster just seems to be kind of missing something right now, and I guess they think that Joe Sacco can fix that in replacement of Jim Montgomery. So let me know what you think. And obviously, we know that the tenure hasn't been too bad for Jim Montgomery. A lot of people questioning his voice in the locker room, a lot of people questioning a whole bunch of stuff from him, but has the time come? Do we think this is legit? What do you think about this move? If it is, of course, all speculation up to this point as well. Still waiting on official word from, would that be Pierre LeBrun, Chris Johnson, Connor Ryan, Ty Anderson, and of course Elliot Friedman, I think, is the one that we're all kind of waiting for. But at this point, we had to wait it out. Keep an eye on Twitter. Keep an eye on your sources. A lot of news is going to be coming out about this soon, and we may see some credibility loss from WEEI. And also, I do apologize if I am a bit stuffy, or if I sound different, I guess we could say. I am a bit sick, but I do apologize. But we're still waiting for this move. Still got a lot of Bruins news to cover, so the sickness is secondary. The Bruins are primary right now. We need to get this back going. We need to get the team underway, and we got to see if this move is legit, of course. But that's all I got. If you did enjoy, give it a like I said, as well. Hit the sub button, like I said. But that's all I got. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.